Start.
Alrighty, so I think we're session 13, 14,
17.
15, 17. Wow.
Not
Christ.
counting the half sessions.
Okay, wow. That's significantly higher than I thought it was. Okay,
It's
so
amazing when I actually start keeping count.
yeah. Felonies of Faith. Mission 1 involved the Celestial Heaven and everybody getting to know one another. The mini session between this and the Celestial Heaven, mini mission. Mini mission was just to see how you'd all cooperate together when somebody higher up said cooperate together. And now this session is the beginning of your first real mission together, which it's going to be a doozy because this is the final mission before we reach Ascension. And when it comes time for Ascension, I thought I'd been dropping hints pretty heavily when I kept telling people to crack open the Ascension book and tell me what their plans were. By the way, I think Jess is the only one who's actually done that so far.
That's not true. I told you what I wanted.
Oh, you're right. You did. Sorry, my mistake.
I mean, it's pretty...
Except it really wouldn't make sense for Shelby to be in this particular mission.
I've checked through the Ascension stuff, but I haven't decided yet.
Well, the decision might be made for you, Vern. We'll have to wait to see how this mission turns out. Well, there will be transition sessions, and I was going to propose that each week we do one session dedicated to one of the player characters in an order that will probably be determined mostly at random. And the rest of you get to play supporting cast in those transitions. But we can discuss that further later on. For now, though, we have a new mission, and it's going to be a messy one. So just before we begin, I just want to confirm that everybody has prepared in character as much as they are. Like, I know I've still got some inventories that are not yet fully statted out, and I do apologize for that. It's been kind of difficult to get everything done and ready, but for the most part, is everybody comfortable with where their character and their in-character status is presently?
Yeah, sure.
Do we just automatically assume we have that gear, or do we just assume we don't yet?
In your case, Bob, it's going to be a case-by-case basis, I'm afraid. So you can just ask me an item, and I'll yay or nay it on a situational basis.
Okay, because the only thing I've asked for so far was that gun. I'm just curious if whether I should count the fact I have that gun for this mission or not.
Which gun? You actually asked for like 7.
Oh, no, one was the one I went to go personally buy and purchase. The Scourge bolt gun.
And what was the page number for that one?
It was on page... that's the page. Just go on ahead and I'll put it into Skype for you.
Okay. Anybody else wanted to confirm or tweak anything before we begin?
I guess I'll top off with some Caradon clips and the whole various holy regions and whatnot. Just kind of top off my shit.
Okay. Yeah, those you won't need to roll for, being part of the ecclesiarchy as you are, getting holy regions is not going to be too difficult for you. And Carnodon ammo is plentiful, so...
I do believe the gun Bobo's talking about is in Inquisitor's Handbook, page 177.
77...
It's a bolt gun.
Okay, so description on 171. Oh, you're trying to steal the Sororitas bulk gun, are you?
Well,
I know it's not the Dea's pattern, but
yeah, it's technically Imperial Guard grade.
Oh, it's the one with the axe attachment. Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much it is 40K's version of the Lancer from Gears of War.
It predates that by a substantial amount.
Well, pretty much, yeah, it's sort of similar to that.
Except it doesn't it's not the same chains.
It's not chain.
Or a
yeah.
chain. Yeah.
It's just a regular axe, but
So it's nothing
I'd always
like
put a
the
chain
Lancer.
day in that. But alrighty then. So some of you will have gotten deliveries with boxes and envelopes and scrolls and parchments and little doodads. Very, very special little doodads. And that would be happening on the same day that today's session is going to be. And you'd basically have an hour to yourself or so before... Oh, wait, it's... Okay, so there was actually a chain blade weapon, you're saying, Jess? Right. So this day, there would be an almost palpable sense of dread throughout the ship. While nothing has been officially stated, the general attitudes of those in positions of power has been very, very hush-hush, very stern, very secretive, and that's just been causing pretty much everybody to realize that something is going to go down. And you would all receive a box communication requesting that you assemble yourselves in the main cargo hold and make your way up to the debriefing gallery of that area. Now, Towering Omega is a Imperial Guard deployment vessel full of vehicles. It's got your Lehman Russes, your Chimeras, there was other vehicles. Where did I leave that message? Let's see.
Hydras?
No Hydras. They have Lehman Russes, Basilisks, Chimeras galore, lots and lots of the Chimeras. Some landers and transports are actually getting those to the planets. And this ship is not the one that would carry soldiers. Well, it could carry soldiers, but it wasn't carrying soldiers when the Inquisitor commandeered it. So it's pretty much been sitting pretty with lots of vehicles for 25 years now. And as you'd be heading towards this, you'd realize that a lot of people are all heading towards this main cargo hold. And they're actually quite eclectic. Byrne, you having been here for so long, you recognize these people as various acolytes that have been serving under the Inquisitor that currently has control of the ship. Machiasen would be the one to orchestrate most of the teams, although occasionally Daniette, Cassandra, or Anton would be, the go-to man or woman for these other teams. And inside this massive cargo hold, there is 2 sets of balconies. One that's large enough for, 1,000 people or so, and then one above it that overlooks the lower balcony and maybe large enough for 100 people densely packed together. And both of those balconies overlook the entire cargo hold. And as you're filling into this space, you realize that there's actually quite a few acolytes under the command of this Inquisitor. Looks just by off the top of your head over 100 people. And they're clustering together in groups. There are a few that are just sort of isolated on their own, or they're loners or whatever. There's a few abhumans. There's at least 4 or 5 Ogren. One of them might not be an Ogren. It might just be a really big person.
Lumpy.
Lumpy. There's even possibly some ratlings, although those again could just be really short people. There are people with colors of skin that you didn't think humans could actually have, for those of you who aren't terribly familiar with the whole of the Imperium. There's some that look like they might even be sporting some mutations. But none of the mutations that would be so extreme as to require an immediate blending. Could just be slight deformities or injuries that haven't healed properly, you could say. And of course,
Voidbornism.
Sorry, what was that?
Voidbornism.
Yeah, Voidborns. There'll be some of them too. And of course, there will be people with cybernetic augmentation and biotics. Brooke seems very fidgety.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to stay awake.
Okay. And on the higher of the 2 balconies will be Machiasen, Daniette, Anton, Cassandra, and about 20 tech priests, including Krios, and that other tech priest that you guys would have recruited from the mini mission. And they're all lined up, about 10 on each side of the 4 throne agents that are overlooking everybody else as they're mustering up. And once everybody's in position, Machiasen will very loudly say that we are on our way to the planet Lysbeth. A few of you have been with me long enough to remember this place. Byrne, give me a quick roll. Frosty?
Okay.
It doesn't come to mind straight away, but it will come back to you in a bit. Machiasen will continue to say that the last time we were at this planet, we had the task of attempting to prevent a civil war before it started. And regrettably, we failed in our task. And as
Viti,
such, yep.
is this the planet where Vern got shot by a basilisk?
Yes, it is. So at that point, I'll allow
goody.
Vern to remember too.
Oh, goody, goody. Come, derps.
Wait.
Yeah?
Wait a second. Vern survived a basilisk.
More
Whole
importantly,
team survived.
Veda survived point blank basilisk, while Vern and Brutus were hiding inside a large cement building.
So,
Well,
so
The
apparently,
better part.
so apparently, Veda is more hardcore than Vern.
She was until she ate a bullet.
But even better was that the goddamn team operating that basilisk killed themselves.
Yes,
While we
they
survived.
collapsed the building on top of them. And Bobob, could you see a scout wants to join? Don't actually invite her unless she says she wants to join, but just send her a quick message asking if she wants to listen in.
Okay.
McKayson would continue to say that we failed to prevent that civil war from starting 25 years ago, and so we now will be taking the responsibility that there have been reports of demons on the planet that will elicit some murmurs and some light gasps from the crowd of acolytes, although the majority of them seem jaded or at least willful enough not to react to this. Now, McKayson will continue. This would normally be under the jurisdiction of Ordo Malleus, and they have been informed, but we are the closest ship, and this was our mess to begin with, so we'll be the ones to clean it up. And so Ordo Hereticus shall be the saviors of the hour. Each of you will be divided into teams that you are most likely familiar with. Myself and the other throne agents, you point to Daniette, Cassandra, and Anton, will be going with the tech priests to the capital of the planet. My team will be doing investigations while tech priests will be repairing the severely damaged, what's the word for the group of the motor pool? Is that appropriate? Yes, the severely damaged motor pool. Your tech priests will be rejoining you once their task is complete, and they might even bring along a little heavy artillery. He chuckled to himself at that. Though, for the meantime, each of you will be assigned a different location that had received sightings of demons. He will indicate that the other members of the other three throne agents and he will go personally to each of your groups to inform you which city you will be assigned to. Or, well, sighting sites, rather, because they aren't necessarily in cities. Requisitioning in the field is permitted. The Towering Omega is still a joint army transport, after all. We have limited orbital ordnance, though, so the Inquisitor expects everyone to either purge in their designated area or to personally be the targeting beacon if you need to call in a strike. At this point, I'm going to ask you out of character if you have any questions, because McKayson would not stop to answer questions during his speech, but I'm still going to try my best to answer your questions as if they were just part of his speech to begin with. So, does anyone have a question for regards to the mission?
Not that I can see for myself.
Not at the moment. Oh, they're kill demons. Pretty straightforward.
Well, investigate. We got rumors of demons,
Well, yeah.
We are going here to see if those rumors are true, and if they are, we'll deal with it as best we can. Though we are not Ordo Malleus, we're Ordo Hereticus. And this is technically a rebellion, so technically we have the authority to deal with the rebellion. Haley, Brooke, or Kieran?
I don't have anything.
The only question I have is probably he's just going to cover anyway, so I'm not going to. It's just that, is he going to inform us of exactly what we expect down there?
Demons.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
besides demons, I mean, like, what kind of enemy forces, that kind of stuff?
That'll be when he goes around person to person. He'll give you a quick personal briefing.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
All right, and so no, like these are out of character questions, so don't feel limited to what your character would ask.
I can't think of anything.
Am I a basilisk?
Hey, if Vern and his friends could survive that, I'm pretty sure we can.
Well, then again, Vern did lose his finger, and they had to see for that, so...
And this is the planet where Beta lost 20 sanity.
Not lost,
Due to a...
gained 20 insanity.
Because of
Due to a, yeah, Popsy can. That was fun.
fucking Fred.
So, wait, you lost 20 insanity due to a soda can?
Gained
Yes.
20 insanity.
Yeah.
Because
But,
of Fred and Dem.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Apparently, Dem's denial was he thought we were out of character at that point, whereas I'm pretty sure Fred knew we weren't, and Fred was just trolling and trolling and trolling. And Joe, who was definitely in character, so Dem was just not being observant, poor Veda was having a mental breakdown as, you know, this Sororitas from the same planet as her and this strange pretend nobleman. We're talking about the Popsy Corporation being this major empire-spanning super conglomerate that actually sponsors the Emperor's Golden Throne and such. And because the GM and players had assumed that we were still in character for this, I thought that, you know, Evelyn and Brutus were intentionally trying to fuck with Haley's brain.
Don't forget, Vern got some of that insanity too.
It's Vern, though. You can never have too much.
Nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, considering what Vern's present insanity score is, that was a drop in the bucket.
I don't think that even, you know, registers in the bucket.
Yeah. So, eventually, Makaisan would make his way down to you, and he would actually have you as the first team that he heads straight towards. And he will hand Vern a... actually, he'll have a data... No, wait, that would... It's not going to be... He'll have a servitor distribute some data slates to each of you. And he says that he's going to have you nice and close to his team. He's sending you to the city of Ilham. And so that picture I sent all of you that says ilham.bmp, that's what it looks like. And, you know, the map that says Ilham, that's the place you're going. And
It's pretty fucked up.
it's a moderately large city. It's just south of the capital. Reports say that the activity here is inconsistent with the rest of the planet, where most of our reports seem to be just nervous soldiers getting the jitters and hallucinating or thinking that a particularly tough soldier of the enemy team is a demon. This place, well, he'll show you some flyby photos. Who here has knowledge occult, knowledge demonology, or warp?
I do believe I.
Okay, so
Let me check.
Brooke
Alex.
would recognize the symbol. Haley would recognize the symbol, even though she really doesn't want to. Alexandra will not recognize it. Vern, you'll recognize it in a fucking heartbeat. You'll be so fucking pissed. And
Is it the fucking Hungry Mall?
nope.
Okay.
Lynn,
I
you
still
won't
have that,
recognize it either. But it's the 3 bulbous circles with points. Let me just get you a look of that. And it's what was that?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, I love you. Will you tell me your name? Sending it now. And I think the name of the link even spoils the surprise. But most of the team will recognize this symbol and will not be eager.
I
What is it?
think I've seen this before.
Out of character, I'm not liking this mission at all.
In character, you're not liking this mission at all.
She's gonna do her duty. She doesn't know what that symbol means.
And that particular symbol is on what looks to be a 50-foot banner hanging off the side of a whole hive tower.
Right. Ooh.
Yeah, they're kind of advertising it.
Well, I'll be setting fire to
Oh
that.
God, this is kind of a 25-year delay on the realizing things. But maybe we should have asked Vader what did he see with those binoculars 25 years back when he was looking at the troops. Yeah.
All the time that go, it was that same banner, but below was a small script of a figure waving and going, "Hi, Vader."
Because I think Vader was the only one to check through the binoculars who was coming to the city and see the logo.
Vern,
I don't think
as you read through the data slate, you'd realize that this city is way off from the other one. And the whole thing about the reports in this city being inconsistent with the reports anywhere else, specifically, there have been no indications of that symbol at any of the other cities. Only this city. Although there is obviously a civil war going on across the whole planet on a global scale, this city in particular seems to have a serious problem. Well, not that a rebellion isn't a serious problem, but you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
They didn't clean their
Yep.
toilets enough.
Yes, yes, indeed.
I think this goes beyond just unclean toilets.
So, Vern, you're insane enough that you won't have to. Kieran, you're also insane enough now that you won't have to. But Haley, you could just go ahead and do the sign of the Aquila, because that's basically what I'd be making you roll to do anyway. And let me see here. Alex doesn't know, and Lynn doesn't know, so neither of you have to feel that fear. Machiasen will say, I don't have much time to answer questions, so give me 3 or I'm out of here to the next group.
I get a flamer. I want to burn that flag.
You'll probably be taking down that whole tower. Don't worry. Very good then. On you go. Elizabeth will be your pilot as usual. You'll have 45 minutes to gather your items, take everything you got, and he'll move on to the next person.
Well, I'll be taking everything I got.
I'm not sure if I can say this in character or
Send it to me in private.
Tyrion is gonna want to hunt down Haley. Cause she's
You're
a
all
little
together
freak.
right now. You're all standing up in that.
Okay,
balcony.
she's going to say something to Haley like, "Can we talk a second in private?"
Sure.
And she's gonna ask Haley, "Is this a good mission for me to be going on with? Well, you know what?
Do you still have the thing I gave you?
Yeah." I'm getting picked up.
You said you've been cleared. Stay close.
Yes.
Stay close and follow our orders.
She'll nod.
For that, Joe, you'll need to make a roll. Just because you recognize the symbol doesn't mean you know fully what is associated with it.
Okay, so I'm guessing Forbidden Lore Heresy then. That's the only thing I got.
Well, that's +5 for you because there's a -5 for it being bad, naughty, bad stuff.
This.
Very nice.
It is evil.
How many degrees of success is that exactly? Haley is intelligence 59. That's quite impressive. So, you rolled a 27. Means 3 degrees of success. Okay. So, I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it so I don't have to type all this in private to Joe. It is the symbol of Nurgle's cult. Or the symbol of Nurgle himself. The 3 circles, or 3 skulls, or 3 bulbous pustule sores. While 7 is the divine number as far as the rulebook says, 3 is also his divine number as far as the lore says. And so he's a Chaos God with 2 divine numbers. And he is very much dedicated to disease. Death, pestilence, famine, decay, rust. Everything that can fall apart is his in time, and that's why his nickname is the Lord of Everything, because eventually everything dies.
Okay, so yeah, that'll do me what I need. Basically, come back to the group. Everyone should get some rebreathers and air tanks, or at least gas masks, right now.
Ooh, I have that in this new spiffy armor.
Yeah, it seems like that armor fits you so well. It looks like you had to do absolutely no work to get it.
It's funny because I didn't need to do any work for it.
So, if you guys want to, you better get to the quartermaster quickly before he runs out of supplies.
I'm running.
I'll be right behind you trying to get over there as fast as I can for supplies.
Panic!
Oh, yeah,
Lynn's not going to be getting extra air tanks? Just the one she's got?
I'm pretty sure we'll be just fine. I get jabbed by a rusty piece of metal. That's no big deal.
I'll pick up 2 more air tanks myself.
So yeah, go ahead and just declare the number of air tanks you each want to get a hold of.
If I'm correct, I should have a total of 4 now.
Jess, the rules specifically state that they have an air tank that's good for, how long was it good for?
I think it's about an hour.
Yeah, I think it's only an hour. Yeah. Yeah, the rebreather is the full separate oxygen tank, whereas the filter plugs, I think, are the ones that you're thinking of. Yeah, filtration plugs or the respirator gas mask. So filtration plugs only give plus 20 versus gas. Respirator gas mask gives plus 30 against any sort of airborne things and allows you re-roll on a failed result, whereas rebreather, you don't have to roll at all.
Yeah, I'm picking up a...
Is anyone also going to get some gas masks and respirators as a backup item?
I'm checking, do I need to? Because I can't remember everything this armor has.
I know my armor doesn't have anything like that, so I gotta pick up a gas mask plus like 3 hours worth of filtration.
Okay, so once again, just to clarify, the rebreather is the fully separated oxygen tank mask that protects you 100% as long as it's functional. The gas mask is an item that gives you a bonus and allows you to re-roll, and it is unlimited as long as it has filtration. And then the filtration plugs are the really basic thing that, there's a chance that there's stuff that's going to get right through it, but for the most part, they give you plus 20. So in text, type down which ones and how many you want to get, like Joe just did.
Okay. I probably should get a few rebreathers.
I already had 2 air tanks left over, so I only got 3. I'm just cutting down my total amount.
Sorry, you're adding 3 more, you're saying?
Yep, so basically 5 is my total now, and I picked up 3.
Okay. And you're also grabbing a gas mask just to be on the safe side.
Yep. You're welcome.
Kieran, you're just getting a rebreather and 4 tanks?
Yup.
Okay.
I mean, rebreather, yeah.
By the way, when I went through your inventory, you are over encumbered at this point because of those chain swords. They're pretty heavy. And also the privacy field, but I imagine you're probably not going to need that on this mission, are you?
I don't think she'd be carrying it.
Okay, so the privacy field is going to leave in your stash.
That's from an old list, though.
Are you saying you don't want the privacy field anymore?
Well, I guess since you gave it to me, I'll take it.
Okay, but you're not taking it on this particular mission?
No.
Okay, are you taking your pick, fly, or tracking devices? Actually, those aren't that heavy, never mind. Just trying to see where you can cut off. Well, yeah, actually, the tracking device, if you get rid of that, it would put you right at your encumberment weight.
Okay. Hopefully we don't need it, or I can...
Well, actually, because your pistol is pretty heavy, the last sword is moderately heavy, the chain swords are quite heavy. And yeah, it's really the chain swords that are taking up the most. So would you want to just bring one chain sword and use the last sword as your offhand weapon?
Sure.
Okay. That'll help you quite a bit. And add a gas mask. Oh, not a gas mask. You're getting a rebreather. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Vern, you're taking everything you've got?
Yeah, sure. Why not? We're going to war. I don't think there is such a thing as over prepared when going to war.
What's the weight for a rebreather again?
Rebreather, should I have it right?
1 kilogram. Okay.
And air tanks are basically nothing.
And so they're good for 720 rounds, or in other words, 1 hour. Actually, is that right? Oh, my mistake. It looks like I crunched the numbers wrong, because it's 5 seconds per round, and it's good for an hour. So it should actually be... maybe I'm just really bad at math today. Oh, in any event, Blargity. I just gotta... yeah, Jess, we can talk about that more later. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, how many tanks were you getting, Kiri? 4?
4.
Okay, so your total...
Yeah, that is true here.
Sorry, my head's a little out of it at the moment. I'm trying to get this bookkeeping done. It didn't go as quickly as I thought it would. So, Vern, you're getting 2 more rebreathers?
Well, rebreather and the tanks, but whatever.
Okay, you've already got a rebreather built into your armor, so you're just getting...
No, it actually doesn't. It doesn't. The suit does not have a rebreather, but
right,
it's
okay.
capable of being hermetically sealed, and it has mouthing for rebreather.
Okay, so I gave you a rebreather and air canisters already. So I actually already gave you a best quality rebreather with 4 backup air canisters. Did you want to just leave those, or did you want to get any more?
No, those will be enough.
Okay. Lynn, 2 more tanks. She'll get 2 tanks for herself, 2 tanks for Talia, and 2 gas masks. How much are the gas masks? $25 drones, so a total of 150 for Lynn. And finally, Alex getting a respirator rebreather with 3 air tanks.
Yeah.
And
Because I hope to God this mission doesn't take longer than 3 hours.
Don't leave it on the entire time.
I'm shocked that Haley's the one who says that.
Yeah,
I would be sure she's the one that's like, never take it off. Don't ever take it off.
Hey, this is just me. If Alex had knowledge of what Nurgle represents and what we're going into in a Nurgle infested area, from the minute she broke atmosphere, she would put her rebreather on.
No, my air.
And she would not take her rebreather off until the instant she broke atmo again, leaving the area. And even then, she might not take it off until full decontamination.
Well,
all right. So, Vern, why don't you go ahead and describe, or Frosty, go ahead and describe what Vern is hauling.
well, he's hauling a assault cannon, a missile launcher, a couple of missiles of each sort, a couple of Prometheus canisters, let's see, a big fucking shotgun, lots of ammo for that, the power maul, am I leaving something out?
Stormchild hand cannon. He's got his ballistic claw surcoat. I guess he probably have the magnicals and the lock punch just in case.
Yep, he does.
His demolition charges. He'd have his backpack with his, personal effects, aka drugs. And his Scaradia, knife, brass knuckles, clubs, grenades.
That reminds me.
So what we're seeing is pretty much the love child of RoboCop, the Terminator, and Judge Dredd all rolled into one.
Don't forget the Doom guy. He looks like the Doom guy.
Mm-hmm. I failed.
One more higher and it would have been a critical fail. But and then, did you want to get a replacement heavy stubber, or are you going to just leave the one that you lost? Or is the assault cannon the replacement?
I think the assault cannon is the replacement here.
Okay. So, no longer has the... Take that off your character sheet. Okay. So, Lynn, if you look at Vern, you immediately think those are either, like, replicas or, like, movie props, or somehow Vern has got quite a lot more muscle under those plates of armor than you initially thought, because that shit is heavy.
Next time when getting combat, Vern's just throwing beanbags, going lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I do have a couple of different kinds of grenades too, but those are minor things.
Those are minor when you've got a fucking missile launcher.
Yeah, well, everything is kind of minor after that.
Okay, if we come across against any enemy armor, we're going to have Vern solo that.
Well, he only has a limited number of crack missiles. Keep that in mind.
Also, you better run away if Vern seems to be on fire and exploding. Okay,
from Lynn's personal armory. Okay, so she's not taking the assault las carbine, or is she? Oh, that's what you mean by her las gun? Okay. Her auto pistol, that's the one she just bought for Talia. She taking all of her grenades? Okay. And her mess kit, her weapon maintenance kit, and all that stuff in her backpack? Your med kit or not? Okay, so if you're taking pretty much everything, you will be just slightly over encumbered. Are you just going to grin and bear it for now, or leave anything behind, or leave anything at whatever you establish as your mobile field base when you get down to the planet? Okay. Talia's going to become the mule. Okay.
Don't forget a feedback for Talia then.
Man, I could have had her carry shit for me. Why didn't I think of using my friends? I mean...
Dale, you're not taking your espionage stuff. You're just taking your bare essentials and combat ability stuff?
Yup.
Okay.
I don't like having to rely on other people to carry crap for me and watch my stuff.
Only if you knew how much Vern could carry.
I guess she's also taking her servo skull, Anne?
Yep. With her
Okay.
las carbine.
Okay. And Haley, pretty much you're taking everything you've got. Are you bringing that Weber, or are you... would you have returned the Weber, or are you going to take the Weber?
Too bulky.
Okay. Too bulky. We'll just flat out delete it from your character sheet?
Oh, I already have.
Okay.
Besides, it's a one-shot thing. If I wanted to carry more ammo for that fucking thing, I'd be over-encumbered.
Okay. And then Alex, like I said, it's going to be a sort of, if you got it, you got it. If you don't, I'm sorry. But your jump pack, you're obviously taking with you?
Yeah, I'm taking my jump pack, I'm taking the shotgun, I'm pretty much taking all the gear I've been using since Alex first joined.
Okay. And when you make it to the shuttle, you'll find Talia is already ready and waiting there. She hasn't got anything except the clothes on her back. The pilot, Elizabeth, was chatting idly with Talia when the first of you arrives. Who will be the first of you? Oh,
VT?
what? Yes?
I'm going to equip her with the same stuff I equipped her with the last mission. Unless somebody else...
Lynn actually has taken that responsibility.
Did she get armor? Because I have an extra set.
Alex would probably be pretty... Oh,
regardless, Tyrion is going to bring it with. And whatever Talia wants to use, Talia can use. Because I'm like holding it for her.
Sorry, which armor is this?
The armor that Talia commandeered for Kiri on the Celestial Heaven. So not the greatest armor, but it's better than not having any armor.
Okay. And Bobob, you were going to say something?
Just gonna say Alex would probably be the next one because she has the least amount of stuff to grab.
Okay. And so Elizabeth will welcome you all onto her bird, which she calls Little Miss Angel. By the way, you can all go to the Ilham map now, and Little Miss Angel should be visible if you zoom out.
Oh, I should
Bird.
have brought my token with me.
So yeah, I'm just going to grab everyone's tokens, actually, so... Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Yo, Tally!
Such tiny, tiny peoples. Such a huge fucking map. Okay, yeah, wait till you guys see what Joe's helped me out with this, but this map is going to be quite substantial. By the way, you may notice when you move your tokens, the scale is different.
50, 75, 100.
25
Okay.
increments.
25 meters per grid.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this is not the map we're going to be using for in-depth. This is the map we're using for overall. And actually, you know what? At this point, you guys would have a map actually of the area thanks to your data slates. So I'm going to make this visible.
Ooh, big. Huge.
And if you look all the way to the left, you'll see what 1 kilometer is.
You're missing an M.
No, fuck off. Okay.
Okay, that's pretty okay.
This is kind of big.
Yeah. I don't know whether I should be happy or not. It appears to be a lot of open ground around this place.
Okay, the gray, medium gray, medium gray is city. It's
So this stuff.
Where are you pointing? Oh, way over there. Yes. So all that gray there is city. So if you guys happen to, I don't know what cities you guys have been to, but think New York, Chicago, Toronto, London, that kind of city, but 40K-esque, so bigger.
Why did we build it? Okay.
And this are hive structures. So they're huge. This hive structure here is the one with the Nurgle banner. This long thing here is the escarpment, the mountain, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's a 100-meter difference in height. This is the high ground. This is the low ground. This is the lake.
Is this the same goddamn city where it was before? I don't think so.
No.
Good.
Where Vern was before was out in the hillbilly boondocks. Vern was not near a city at all.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Why is it that everybody say hillbilly automatically go bow?
Because you're racist.
But yeah,
Hillbilly isn't a race Frosty.
Well,
so yes, the
I
escarpment
might
is
sound
100
racist, but
meters.
yeah, it's kind of is.
So the dark gray lines, which aren't exactly the way I meant them to be, but because they were messy to begin with, I have to appreciate that Joe did pretty good considering where I left him. Those are the roads that lead up the escarpment in various places. There should actually be a connecting road here as well between that over to here. Farmland's pretty easy to figure out. This is actually the major landing strip in Spaceport. So it's just outside the city limits, but it's large enough to actually land some of the larger Imperial ships. Not the largest Imperial ships, of course, but some of the larger ones. Should actually, let's see, how many kilometers long is it? 3.5 kilometers long. This was supposed to be a bridge, but it is now severely damaged. These are docks and factories and whatnot. This used to be a big bridge, but it is now kind of missing. Over here, over here is another hive tower structure that's just sort of out of range. This is like, it's technically a separate city over here, but it's the nearest, closest city. And this bit of what word am I? Bay. This bay here is actually swampland. This, you'll all find out what it is very shortly. But other than that, are there any other questions?
No questions.
No,
for
let's
me.
do this.
I just some fear that we're about to go after a place that's in the highest point of the city with clear line of sight in pretty much almost every direction. Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Talia will look to Lynn and say, are you just showing me these, or you got something in mind? Of course. She just kind of rolls her eyes and leans back in the bench. I'm the pack mule. Got it.
Now it would be funny to see Vern step in with the pile of weapons he has tacked on.
He just dropped a missile launching the assault cannon on Talia. You carry.
Okay, that's good, Haley. I'm going to say you're going to use up some of your regents, and you're actually going to be performing a prayer that will protect everyone from their first point of corruption.
Yay!
Hooray!
VT, Tyrion is going to go up to Talia and be like, "Here, this is this is what I can give you. It's the same stuff from last time."
Thanks. I'll just add that to the pile of stuff I got to carry. She chuckles slightly. She seems to be in a much better mood than she was the last time you all saw her.
Yay!
Sorry, did you say, just yay? Okay.
Well, I was trying to think. Awareness isn't really necessary. This is pretty obvious. Does she look better than she did the last time I saw her?
That, give me a roll for.
Yay! First roll of the night, and it's a double.
Don't worry, there's no god of 44s.
I don't care. It's still a double.
She looks a bit better, maybe. Although, on closer inspection, it might be that she's not actually in better humor. It might be that she's just fully snapped at this point. You're not 100% sure yet. Talia will ask if anybody's got a spare backpack. Yes, you could also do Imperial Creed to bless ammo. Which ammo did you want to bless?
Is it Creed or is there a different test, just in case?
No, it's always going to be Imperial Creed for your various prayers.
Two spare clips for Carnodons.
Do you want to? Okay. I'll consume some more of your regents, but go ahead and make the roll.
Oh shit! Shit.
You've only got one fate point left, remember?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's a critical fail on an Imperial Creed test to bless ammo. If I confirm it on top of it being a critical fail, you can be rest assured there will be bad shit going down.
We're gonna get shot if I don't fate this guy.
I just have the distinct feeling that your bullets are gonna come alive and try to kill everybody.
I told you! It starts again! And this time it's not me!
Well, it's a good thing you faded it.
This is what I get for not blaming Tyrion.
It's your turn, Haley. Have fun. They're fighting over you for helping me, apparently.
Okay, Talia will look at Vern with squinted eyes and say, wait, that's not a servitor? Holy shit, is that Vern? I thought that was a servitor.
Nope. And start putting things down.
Oh, at the very least, it's still tested, so the ammo's still holding.
Talia just sort of...
Yes? Is there something wrong?
She's just not looking at you anymore. But she'll take Lynn's pack and start putting stuff in it.
It's like I did something wrong. Just carrying my stuff into that looking crazy and
Frasm, Frasm.
Frasm.
Can everyone remind me that Krios is over in Lingber?
Limber.
Oh no, we've got a theme song for Vern. That link is broken for me.
That's because that's because Mouches accidentally saw two of the words that make a stupid emote in the link. So I posted it in the Skype chat.
Ton.
As soon as he walks
That's always been Vern's theme song, followed by the Benny Hill music and the Tiny Tim Through the Tulips.
It just sort of fits Vern a lot more now as soon as he walks onto the ship with that.
What? No RoboCop?
No.
Lynn, Talia will just sort of roll her eyes and say, yeah, I get you.
I'm still worried about Talia.
Fair enough.
But I don't think now is the time to question it.
Okay. So everyone's loading on to the Aquila lander then? That is an Aquila lander, right? Nope. What is that one then? That's a Valkyrie. Okay, sorry. So then everyone... Right, the Aquila is more of a fighter craft, right? A shorter length? Okay, I'm totally screwing myself up. No, it'll be some kind of transport. It could be an Aquila lander. It could be a Valkyrie. I haven't decided yet. For now, it is just a transport ship of some kind.
A ship that makes shit fly. Okay. Gotcha.
And everyone would be settled in and in the shuttle. No last runoffs to grab anything.
Nope.
Not to me
Okay.
now.
No.
So Haley has said her prayers. So she's tried to bless her ammo. Anyone else doing any particular prep as they fly out of the shuttle bay and into the void?
Nope.
Okay, so we'll head towards the planet, and okay, so that's the Aquila. Okay, so yeah, I see it's a bit different. Similar wing format, but that's about it. So those are the Valkyries, okay. Oh, no, the Valkyries. Those are the Aquilas. There. Yeah. So, flying. Wee. A little bit of chop as you come in through atmosphere. And you get through very thick cloud cover, eventually getting low enough to actually see the cityscape out in front of you. And at that point, that's when you'd all look at that picture I sent you earlier, but I'm sure you all looked at it already anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the city has obviously seen better days. There's been clear signs that fighting has been going on here. If you look to the north, well, actually, let's have an awareness roll for everybody.
Oh, crap.
I'm
I passed
better.
that one.
I'm better than Alex.
Okay, you can re-impersonate your token if you can. But yeah, some of you did quite well. You might have to unimpersonate and re-impersonate. It's not showing your icon right now because I moved it into a new map. But to the north, way over basically a lake, is a devastated cityscape, and there's 2 toppled Hive superstructures there, but there are 2 more that are still standing, fully intact, or at least mostly intact. Then over to the what direction? West, there is a beaten and bruised Hive structure over here, where the bridge would have attached over to another beaten and bruised Hive structure here. This one looks like it was built with specific intent. It was built properly. This one looks more like a hodgepodge. It's like buildings just kept getting bigger and bigger and on top of each other, and it wasn't ever meant to be a Hive structure, but it became a Hive structure over time. This one looks like it was also a intentionally built one, like the one over to the west. However, it's not looking right anymore, as green clouds belch out of it, going up into the sky, and that great big nasty banner hangs on the north face of the building, and it's probably going to be visible for those of you who got the really good rolls. This is the industrial district here. There are 2 rather large but temporary looking structures. They don't seem to fit in with the rest of the structures in the area, and the symbol for the Imperial Guard will be very large on the rooftops of one of those 2 structures. That is what Elizabeth, the pilot, will say to Lynn is where I'm going to land you guys. Oh. This is a great big fucking hole. Basically, it looks like a crater, but not from a detonation. There are some large-scale excavator-type vehicles in it. It looks like there was someone digging. And the issue here is, though, that all around it is city. Someone is digging.
Oh, we lost you, VT.
And it looks like it... What?
Yeah. You cut out for a moment.
Oh, okay.
Something about build, and you were circling around the hole.
Sorry, what was that?
Last thing I heard was you said build, and you were circling around the hole with your cursor.
All right, so the big hole is did you guys hear the bit about the excavator? You lose that.
You basically said excavators, and then it went out.
Okay, so it's not a blast crater, it's a dugout crater because they've got large-scale excavator machines there. And there was very clearly some intentional work done there to clear it out. In fact, there is still some activity going on. Some of the vehicles can be seen to still be moving, and there seems to be quite a lot of activity near the north face of it, but you guys are still too far off to really see what it is that's going on there. And so Elizabeth will be piloting down, and you'll all hear an explosion, and there'll be a slight rumbling to the ship. Someone's breathing really heavily into their microphone.
Oh, that's not good.
What the?
Elizabeth will say, no, they're my, okay, I can hear myself from somebody else. That's a lot of feedback. Testing. Okay, it's clear now. Okay, so Elizabeth will motion with her hand like, it's nothing. And will literally say, don't worry about it. They're miles away. They won't be able to hit us.
Bang it. Damn.
Nope. For now, she's right. Nothing seems to be too bad. They're making attempts to hit, and she'll come in a little closer for her approach. She'll actually get onto her comm line, and she'll be explaining to somebody on the ground that we're coming in for an approach. We're from the ship that has in orbit here to... they'll say that. She doesn't seem to have in her glowing eye. Elizabeth is talking with somebody on the ground saying that, this is coming in for approach. We're here to provide minor support, but predominantly we're here to handle particular reports. You can check with your commander. This is my authorization code. She'll ramble something off. Still, however, flak shots are coming in at Little Miss Angel. She'll remark that one was a bit closer than I was expecting, but we're still fine. We're still fine. And she'll be very, very getting quite low now. And eventually she'll remark, great, I'm glad we got confirmation. And just before the landing... Okay.
We're going down.
Why is it that we can never make a proper landing in any of these 40k games we play?
We have made several.
Whenever I've been involved, you've always been shot down.
We didn't get shot down in the fuel depot.
Who didn't put their seatbelt on? Should ask that sooner.
Alex would be strapped in for the very beginning.
Probably Vern wouldn't, because...
I'm going to say that I didn't, because I don't like ships. So I was probably pacing in order to keep myself calm. And I'm pretty sure Anne would just go flying.
Oh, and hovering. So, Vern and Tyrion, please make ability rolls. Or acrobatics in Tyrion's case.
At least that's something I'm good at. Frick's sake.
I'm sorry. Just there's something funny about Vern being the one to be successful there.
I'm successful. That's a success.
Is it? I thought you only had plus 20 to your acrobatics.
I don't remember. Let me check. I thought I think you might be right, unfortunately.
Vern could have the very bottom of this plane
You're right.
fall out from under him. He could crash into the earth and he'll still be fine.
Wait, couldn't he just activate his magnet boots? Or his magnet suit?
That's Krios. Oh, you mean Vern's new armor?
Vern? Yeah.
Vern's new armor is not that powerful. The magnets are pretty much only strong enough to hold his gear to him.
Well, it doesn't matter. He succeeded with flying colors and I failed.
All right, so give me a toughness roll, please, Tyrion.
Oh, great.
Critical fell head first into the wall dead.
Actually, you know what? Before you make that roll, Vern, if you spend your fate point, you'll be able to catch Tyrion. Will you attempt to catch her?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Vern, I now have to roll 67. All right, Vern, you use your fate point. You have one fate point remaining.
Oh, is he attempting to catch me?
No, he has successfully.
Sweet. I'm really tempted to know what I would have gotten out of my toughness roll, but I'm not going to roll the roll because I can't afford to use a good one.
So not only did you try to seduce Vern last session and succeed, you've now just landed in his arms.
You fling yourself into his arms. Catch me, Vern.
Nope.
You just catch her by the style as soon as everything fails out in the ship. You just drop her.
He catches her by the ass. But were you going to roll, Tyrion, to find out what your toughness would have been?
Nope. Not going to waste it.
Oh, okay. Just in case it's a good roll.
Right.
So Elizabeth will say, you might want to buckle up back there. We're getting a little bit more chop than I expected.
Why, thanks.
Okay.
Did I get
now
left?
I'm going to roll her piloting skill. Oh, sorry. You fell out. Sorry.
Well, there you go. That's one way to end a life. Just drop him out of a plane.
All right.
I don't have my parachute.
Her piloting skill is just good enough to actually, despite the damage her ship took, land it at the command outpost. And as you guys are landing, you'll see that this is a hustle and bustle in place. There is basically bunker encampments set up around as a perimeter. There's a main headquarters building and a couple of smaller sub-buildings. And then there's a second large building right out on the port. And they seem to have some boats set up at that port building. And Elizabeth will say, all right, everybody, you can disembark. And I have to go head over back to the capital and go assist with the matters ongoing there. So please take all your luggage with you as you get off the shuttle.
Luggage,
will do so.
A.k.a. Talia.
So I imagine everybody's taking all their stuff. Nothing's going to be left behind.
Yep. Since Talia doesn't seem to want to put on said armor and carry said guns.
She would have taken the stuff while she was on the shuttle.
Okay. As long as I don't have to carry it.
At the moment, Lynn doesn't know if Talia's figured it out yet or not. If she has figured it out, she's not making any outward expressions of it.
And Vern will pack up his mountain of weapons on him.
Elizabeth will remark to Vern, hurry up, man. I think everyone's already off my shuttle. What's taking you so long?
Just a second. I just need to tackle this goddamn launcher somewhere. There. Okay.
I can think of a place.
Sure.
I kid. Just get the fuck off my ship already.
I'm gone.
Everybody turns around. Vern, take that launcher off your crotch.
I was thinking up his ass, but...
No, I want to be rolling down.
Okay. And she'll take off. What's the matter?
That is still not funny enough.
It needs to look like Pikachu, and then I'd be all for it.
All right, let me see. What are you guys all laughing at? I don't get it. What are you guys... What, did I miss something?
I found something else I want.
Oh.
Forgot to requisition.
She wants a Bane Blade. Although, wait, is that an Imperial Fist Bane Blade? The fuck? I guess they would... yeah, I guess if any Space Marine group would have it, it would be them. Woo! And there goes Little Miss Angel.
And we'll never see her again.
So now what?
Now you guys are in basically the field command. The structure Lynn would know is a mobile fortress, basically, but once it's been deployed somewhere, it takes quite a lot of effort to undeploy it. But setting it up, basically they can drop it from the bottom of a, is it a gun cutter, the bigger one that can carry large payloads, Jess? Yeah, okay, so basically a gun cutter would deploy the structure in pieces, and they'd have tech priests put it together and make it functional.
Okay.
And so it's a component-based structure that's only meant to be temporary, but it's still solid enough that it works during a war. The bunkers would be pretty similar. And you would basically be met with some soldiers who will say, please identify yourselves. They look rather nervous, and Lynn, you'd be able to tell that these guys are PDF. They are not Imperial Guard.
Probably most of us would have our little gifts.
Will you be exposing those right from the get-go, or will you be keeping those in your pockets and only exposing them when necessary?
I'll be keeping mine in my pocket.
Yeah, I'm keeping mine in my pocket, but it's just in case.
I won't be exposing myself just yet.
Keep it in your pants. Or your shirt, I guess, in Alex's case.
The man will salute to Lynn and say, Walsh, the man in charge here is, oh, shit, where did I leave that? Lieutenant Commander Philip Bryce. Would you like me to take him to you? Or take you to him, sorry. Very well. And he will escort you into the building, and you'll pass through some corridors. Is everybody following Lynn, or is anybody venturing off on their own?
Yeah, we probably should follow.
Okay.
I will follow, but I'm going to stay back and try to take it all in before we leave, because that's what I do.
Yep. So go ahead and give me an awareness roll for Tyrion. Okay, and now give me a scrutiny roll. Yeah, Vern is getting a lot of attention. There are soldiers looking to Vern and kind of grinning widely at this walking pile of weapons. And then they'll notice, that there's a stormtrooper. She's wearing her full stormtrooper carapace, right? And they don't really recognize the other people, but they can tell that, one of them's got a jump pack, and they're like, man, this must be some kind of elite squad or something. Oh, wow. They're all quite impressed, and they'll stop and gawk. Basically, Tyrion, you'd be noticing the ones that are noticing you guys. And they don't seem to be paying much attention to you. They tend to spend most of their attention staring at Lynn, Vern, Alexandra in that order, and then sort of a bit of attention to Haley, a bit of attention to Talia, and a bit of attention to you.
So what would it take? Well, okay, first off, do any of those look like they're carrying anything valuable on them?
They're soldiers. They're carrying their weapons, and some of them are hauling boxes or other crap hither and whither.
Never mind then. Not worth attempting to pickpocket and fail.
You're ready to fucking pickpocket when we... Oh, God.
I think someone's been playing too many Elder Scrolls.
But eventually you'd all be brought to this gentleman's office. Now, ignore what his token looks like and instead highlight, just put your cursor over his token in the bottom left corner to get a look at what his face looks like.
Okay.
Is it working for everybody?
Yep.
For me, it is.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So the man is sitting at his desk, and there is a lot of fucking paperwork in this office. Like, he's practically swimming in it, yet it's still fairly organized. He has a couple of menials helping him keep it all, in its place. He's having them hand him papers as he's going through things, reviewing, stamping, writing, and then he stops and he looks up at you. And he says, "Welcome to my little corner of hell." And he will immediately start looking at his work again.
Vern will give out a little chuckle for that. Because he knows the hell of paperwork.
The current situation is that I have a immense amount of work to still complete, but you will have my full cooperation as much as possible. I just beg you, he'll look up at this point, to allow me to continue my work here as much as your operations permit it. I have 1,000 bodies arriving a day, and I need to get them in the ground.
Ooh. That's a lot.
We are getting all of the casualties from the capital. We have the responsibility here in Ilham to essentially put the soldiers to rest, which is damn near impossible with the goddamn mortar shellings that have been going on lately. Well, artillery shellings more like, but they're using Medusas, so the shots are rather sloppy. They're up on the ridge. I thought that's why you were here. Were you not here to fix what the Imperial Guard fucked up? At this point, he puts his paper down and just sort of stares at you all. No, I'm very sorry for my outburst. I thought that you were here on behalf of clearly someone else because you are not all Imperial Guard. My apologies. He sits a little more erect and more fitting of his rank. I am Lieutenant Commander Philip Bryce, and I am in charge here. It is my task to take the casualties that are being sent by ship, that is sea ship, not your fancy spaceships, from the capital and put them to rest in the burial area that we have set up. However,
That giant hole?
yes, the giant hole. We've been getting some resistance from the locals who didn't quite appreciate our work. And to make the short of it, we had a rebellion of our own on our hands where they didn't appreciate us blowing up their homes to place the new graveyard. But it wasn't anything we thought would be a serious problem, not with the much more dangerous rebellion going on up north. He'll point over his shoulder towards the capital city. But they proved to be more resilient than we expected, and we requested the assistance of the Imperial Guard. We received just how many people in a platoon? Is it 15 on average? Okay, minimum of 15 soldiers. Okay. But they'd also have vehicles and other stuff in a platoon, right? Oh, minimum like 30. Okay. But a platoon would also have vehicles and such? The Imperial Guard, how many people would they send in a standard operation? Like, I don't know the terminology here, so I was hoping that you'd be able to clarify, but basically, I don't know what are we saying are the measurements of scale. Someone's breathing heavily into their mic again. Okay, well, what would you assign to deal with a minor rebellion when there's a global scale rebellion going on in one of the cities that you have a tertiary type objective. Like, this is just where they're shipping all the dead bodies so that the actual capital will not be overrun with corpses lying around everywhere. And then that was relatively peaceful until the people here started to fight back, and they asked for Imperial Guard support. What would the Imperial Guard send to squash, a bunch of poorly armed civilian rebels? Someone is really breathing heavily into their microphone. Okay, and what is a platoon then?
I'm Sonora, and this is my son.
Like, how many people? When you say deal with this, are you saying the entire war or just this city? Okay. So I'm not sure how to make it any more specific. Take it Brooke is still AFK?
She hasn't said she's gotten back yet.
Yep.
Yeah, crap. I'll give her just a couple minutes. If anybody else wants to grab a water or visit the bathroom real quick.
Alright, I'll pause the recording then.